Right, last and but not least, for you Aries, you have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, and you have the Two of Wands right here. All right, so for you Aries, these three cards right here so far are about how okay, all right, I'm getting it. So the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Swords represents your own self-protection that you Aries have for yourself. This is a sense of you Aries being aware that people will take advantage of the love that you have for them, and that you Aries are not going to fall. You're not going to fall for that. So a lot of you Aries understand that, and you understand because you know people, not everybody is coming to you really being serious about showing you love or any of that type of stuff. You Aries understand that you can't necessarily trust anybody. Like I said before, right? This Two of Wands, this could be a person coming back, trying to make it seem like they're trying to make you promises, make it seem like what they're gonna do for you is so much more than what it is that you got the last time that the two of you actually had a chance to hang out with one another. And I just want you Aries to know that that it's full of it, because the Judgment in the Tower is that you can't trust them. You know this. So what is it that you did? You Aries, did the wisest thing that you did, which is you decided to say no, stay away from them, and still not only just stay away from them, but not even hold a grudge with them or against them. Just move forward. And the Tower is, things with them didn't necessarily pan out the way that you wanted it to, but it taught you a lesson. And the lesson that it taught you was the Page of Pentacles. You can't spend so much time thinking about spilt milk, right? None of us can. It's a waste if you do spend a lot of time thinking about spilt milk. It is. And a lot of you Aries understand this now. You understand that this was a stepping stone for you. You would have liked it if things between yourself and this person that you legitimately like could have worked out. But for you Aries, I'm seeing that you understanding with the temperance, right? The wisdom that it worked out for the best, because a person who you can't even talk to, you can't even relate to, a person whom you're trying to get to know, you're texting them, calling them, and it's like they barely do any work, and they think that that's what attraction is. They think that that's the way that people naturally are supposed to attract, converse, engage with one another, when that's really a parasocial relationship. That's a parasitic relationship, because that's something that the pickup artists actually do, right? And they want to spew this garbage that in order to be in love, there always has to be one person in a relationship that adores the other person, and the other person doesn't like the other person as much for it to work out. And that's so hypocritical that all that does is muddy the waters even further. It makes it even more hypocritical. The reason why it makes things even more hypocritical, and stuff like that in the first place, is because it makes things hypocritical in the first place because it's like that's not how real relationships work in the first place. First and foremost, right, it has to be where both sides are not playing the game at all in order for it to work. That's first. And then when after the two of you have determined that the two of you are not really playing the game, only time can tell that story. Time and reaching milestones. This is why it is that I say that, so many people trip out about after the first intimate encounter, physically fun encounter. And it's like, what they're not understanding is, don't trip out about that stuff in that sense. Because if you're dating for real, and you're really dating to look, right, to see if you can be in a relationship with somebody, right? If all the person wanted was to just smash, you shouldn't be worried about it because they got what it is that they wanted, right? So a lot of the times, there's a lot of people who try to create ways in order to figure out what this person wants before. And it's like, there's no real 100% way, really. There's no real 100% surefire way. The best way is time. And the best way is to legitimately get to know each other. There has to be a level of trust between the two of you. And if the person wants to act like they're wasting time, then stop hanging out with them. See, because the person already had or got whatever it is that they wanted to. So it's like, if there's no reason for them to stick around anymore, and they're still telling you, if they're still showing you that they're here, then 9 chances out of 10 they like you, for real. And they're not afraid to show you that. So you Aries really shouldn't be worried about this stuff anyway. Not too much. The Knight of Cups, you just need to be worried about moving forward and getting to know the next person and just vetting this person, right? And how you vet somebody, how you make sure that somebody is good or is good for you, is to make sure that you and this person has similar value systems. And then you just listen to what they have to say and you watch what they do. And while you date them and you court them, there's too many, because that's what, honestly speaking, Aries, that's what all of these I need to see something from you is about, right? That's what all of the, I don't want to go 50-50. The reason why is because the person wants guarantees. You want to, what I'm saying? Not you, but when you Aries see something like that, they want guarantees. They want the person to get invested. That's what the money represents. They want the person to get invested. Put the money up. Put the money on the wood. Become invested. Buy into this. But at the same time, they so worried about trying to get the other person to break theyself, right? Put money in my hand. Let's see how much money you put in my hand and all this other type of mess. They're not paying attention to how transactional the relationship becomes because of it. So I'm saying all that to say that nothing good is it. The only thing that comes good from the game is learning the game and learning how to stay out of it and learning why it's stupid. Getting into the game and manipulation and all of that crap and trying to manipulate, first and foremost, manipulation. There's 2 cardinal principles to manipulation, right? The game, right? And the 2 cardinal principles, number one of them, not necessarily in any order, is to know when to stop. And the other one is to know how to defend yourself from studying it. When you know what's happening, when you know what's occurring, when you know the games that they play, it makes it harder for people to be manipulative to you, because now you're in a situation where you understand the game, you know the tactics that they're playing and all of that, and you know that when a person doesn't do that and they decide that they want to continue to play the game with you, all they're doing is essentially, you may leave them alone, but they're putting themselves deeper and deeper into a spiritual deficit, because they're wasting their life doing this crap. So that's what the Page of Wands and the King of Cups represents. Don't even worry about, the disrespect that you've experienced from prior to when you had somebody, or you thought that you did. You were getting to know them, and they pulled the, oh, you thought I was feeling you? Yeah, that nonsense, that's stupid, right? So let's clarify the King of Cups. The first, like, you know, the person who created 48 Laws of Power, who wrote it, not created it, but wrote it, Robert Greene, he said it himself that manipulation and tactics, stuff like this, originally was not meant to be used on other people. It was not meant to be active. It was meant to be passive. It was meant to be defensive. It was meant for a person to understand what manipulation looks like, and what, when someone is running it on you, that these people do not have your best interest in mind, and to stay away from them. It wasn't originally something meant to be used on someone constantly, because manipulation is to create confusion, is to make things confusing to the opponent, and while you do the things that you need to do. It was essentially meant for war strategies. It was never, and even Sun Tzu talked about this, the person who wrote the Art of War. It was never supposed to be for mass consumption, first and foremost. And it was never supposed to be people just running game. This is why so many people are single, lonely than a mug, trying to show like they're important, when they know good and well that a lot of the times they be cooking the books. They be fronting like they're important when it's a lie. They're not that actually important. They have to do all types of stupid, goofy stuff, like don't even read their DMs, because they're getting off on the idea of seeing the red dots and the numbers that's in the red dot on Instagram, or watching the red dots on the notifications on TikTok and all that crap, and they're getting off on that, and they're getting like a kind of a little bit of a spiritual high off of that, right? So it's just goofy, you know. So but when you real out here and you don't play the game, you a different breed, you a different animal, so to speak, because you don't front like you are important. You are important. You know what I mean? So let's clarify the King of Cups. Two of Wands, the World. Then you have the Hermit, the Three of Wands, and then you have the Four of Pentacles to clarify the King of Cups. The Two of Wands and the World is about how, yeah, like you could just build a relationship with somebody. It doesn't have to be like this crazy thing where the person has to, it's just the person has to one up you. It's just mad games. It's like this, I be laughing at when they do goofy stuff like this, because it's, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like wearing fake diamonds, and then like trying to convince everybody that the diamonds are real and all of this, you know what I mean? And being confident, like being real, not confident, and then wearing fake diamonds, and you're the greatest G in the world, and rock on, you know, and all the, you know, rock on and all this stuff, and you just wearing diamonds, and, oh, you know, amazing, and you know, just this glow up, and it's like, come to find out that the diamonds are fake, and it's like you cook the books. You're trying to prove to everybody else that you're important, but your life doesn't reflect that. Real people do real things. It's exactly like what Nipsey Hussle said. I'm on the road to riches, to diamond things. Real people do real things. On the road to riches, to diamond things. Smashing All These People is the song I sang. Real people do real things. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. There's a link in the comment section below called a Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website where there's all the ways to get personal reading from me. as well as the birth chart reading, as well as the books that I have that are on Amazon. What else? If you don't want to do that, you can always feel free to contact me at Kareemspiritworks@yahoo.com.